Kai, welcome in Gouda, in my studio. We had a wonderful weekend with you, the Rites of Love. Can you tell us a little bit more about the workshop you presented?
Yeah, so this was a Biodanza workshop that I've designed. It's inspired from another Biodanza workshop called the Rites of Spring, which is a dance journey based on myths and archetypes. The Rites of Spring is based on Demeter, Dionysus, Hades and Persephone. These are very strong archetypes of connecting to nature and the rebirth of nature. The Rites of Love is connected to different archetypes, Adonis, Aphrodite, and also these very powerful like Christ archetypes, Buddha, connecting to the medicine of love and allowing that to be part of our dance. So during this workshop we've been touching into this collective field of energy and information and allowing that to express through us in our movement.
And what did you see happen in this workshop?
Yeah, so we show up with our human story, with our worries and concerns and restrictions, and this workshop is about having another set of eyes, the eye of the heart, to look at this and to take some space away from the dramas of the everyday to give it some context and perspective. And we do this by calling upon this archetypal energy, this collective field of energy. So what I saw happening was that when you start to embody these, you can call them higher energies, bigger forces, then they start to heal and release tension and restriction. And suddenly we start to dance into a field of energy that belongs to our ancestors. It's much, much bigger than our personality. Mm-hmm. So it really helps awaken and open people up.
There's one big question. When you join this weekend, you have a wonderful time, but after such a weekend, you come back in daily life, and what happens then?
Yeah. Well, my personal mission is the workshop is interesting and lovely and beautiful, but it's a catalyst. It's a waking up, something to enter into. It's like jump leads to plug you back in. And the real work happens when you go home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with your families, lovers, children, and the world. So what happens is when you dance into your joy, your body starts to wake up all these endorphins and these beautiful chemistry start to flow again. Your perception gets clearer and you just start to feel more well-being in your whole body. And this resonates into the space. And so the relationships you then start to have with people are just more alive, they're more vibrant, they're much richer, you're more aware of more subtle feelings, you're more in touch with your emotions to communicate and express from there. And this transforms the world that you live in.
Great. Kai, in this workshop you told us a little bit about yourself, how you get connected and introducing this material. Can you give us a short resume?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I spent many years up in my mind in thoughts and philosophy and really away from my body. My body felt quite numb, felt quite distant from my body. And through a whole series of dance processes, initiations and rituals, I've really come back into more emotional contact with myself. And I feel like my nervous system's opened up. And what this actually means is I just feel more. At first I thought I was going to be feeling just the joy, and that's kind of what I thought I was looking for. And actually I realized I was opening up to all feeling, so feel more joy, more sorrow. And this cultivates a sensation of empathy, so you start to feel more connected with people. The old way of living through thought was that I'd have a belief about who a person was, or a judgment, or an opinion, and I'd look through that like a pair of glasses, and that would be the way that I would see that person or the world. And now the way that I live is much more direct through my feelings. So my feelings meet the world, they meet each other, and you create this dance from presence. So you're not coming through a story, you're coming through the feeling of now.
Can you say this life experience you are telling us about is a major thing to be a teacher like you are?
A teacher is one thing that I do. My main work is being a father, really, and to my son, and being a lover, being an artist, being a poet, being a writer. There's all these other different aspects that I am engaged with. I do love teaching, I love to work with people, because, yeah, actually rewinding, I trained as a sculptor many years ago, and I used to work with stone and wood, and it was a very slow process of chipping away at things. And more recently I've realized I am still a sculptor, but a sculptor through dance and through movement, through expression. And my work piece is the students that come in, and just seeing this alchemy, this transformation that occurs in the space is amazing. So for me it's the greatest work of art, to actually see people come alive and then they take their creativity on out into the world.
Yeah. And dance take a big place in that, eh? But is Biodanza especially the big thing for you, the dance to control?
Biodanza is a phenomenal form of dance created by Rolando Toro, amazing genius, visionary and inspirer, and a friend. Just a massive influence in my life and the way that I see dance, movement, connection, expression. And as well as this, I also cultivate some of my own dances. I work with something called Colibri Hearts, tribal trance dance, work with another process called Devantra dance. Someone said to me, why don't I call my things Guy dance, which makes sense really. And these other areas of dance that I also do, they're based on the biocentric principle, which means that life is at the center of life. So they're all about enrichment and well-being. Some of them have just got different forms of expression. Some are more shamanic, some of them are more tantric. Biodanza is a wonderful harmonizing form of dance which caters for all the different tastes and varieties of the human being. So it's like it can touch anyone at any place, in any way. Yeah.
Guy, you are now in Holland, in Gouda, in the Balzaal, but you are not very often in Holland, you told us. The next trip is, I think, to Canada or Sweden. Yeah. You are traveling all over the world.
Yeah, Canada's in a little way. It was a privilege to be invited to a shamanic conference next year, next May. Yeah, my next adventure is in England. I'm teaching at a big festival called the Northern Green Festival, Green Gathering, and then I'm off to Sweden to a Tantra festival, and Denmark, and then going to Italy. Yeah, it's a real privilege to teach in these different countries, and I love being invited there and offering this work there. And what I'm discovering is that we live in one planet which is round. It's not divided by nationalities, and we have different languages and maybe some different customs, but you take away these things and the human being is there. So I teach for human beings, and we all share the same home, the earth. It's wonderful to meet people all around this globe who have the same awareness, the same awakening at this time.
I already heard you saying that you will be back maybe November this year in Holland. We are looking forward to that.
Yes, very much like to come back. Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.